I sure am glad that you could join me today for this very special edition of The Joy of Haircutting. You know, I get letters from all around the globe, people asking me about my own hair, who does it, and how it's done. So for today's episode, we're going to be taking care of this handsome devil right here. Do I know you? I don't think we've met. Now, for those of you following along at home, our supplies today are going to be some professional haircutting shears. You can call them scissors, nippers, whatever you want. They still work the same. Just make sure you have some nice quality steel and they're well lubricated and the tension is good. As well as, today we're going to be getting rid of our regular haircutting comb and using a wide tooth pick. For situations like this, it's important that we don't put too much tension on the hair because this is less of a haircut where we're concerned about length and more of a silhouette. So today we're going to be focusing more on the sculpture of the general shape of the hair. So we're not going to be digging in there with fine teeth. We definitely want to use something with wider teeth. This is my preferred comb. Now you'll notice that he has all sorts of different lengths here, and he's just feeling a little bit on the long side. Nothing's too bad. Now whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you can follow along as well. First, to take your wide tooth comb and give him a nice comb out. Make sure you palm your shears. Turn those points backward if you can. Now my goal here is to expand the shape as much as possible so we can really see what we're working with. That's right, you just pick it out, pick. And just gently work your way around. You really have to show the hair who's boss. But this is also a mission of discovery, to see what the curls have to say to you. And just get in there, dig them out. Now this should be done on clean, dry hair. And though it looks like I'm moving very quickly and maybe roughly, you do want to be very gentle with curls. So maybe prep your client with a nice shampoo and conditioning. Detangle it while it's wet, but then expand the shape once it's dry. Wet hair is more fragile than dry hair. And it's also important to note that the curlier the hair, the more fragile it is. And at the end of the day, we really want to take care of our guest. Now that I have my shape expanded, we can go ahead and set aside our pick for now and really start deciding that silhouette. Typically, we're going to focus on around the eyes and let that set the precedent for the rest of the haircut. Make sure that your hand position is proper, that you've got your shears up towards the middle to the tip of your finger, and you're just using your thumb, not quacking, just that thumb. We're going to pick a length. You want to see this handsome devil's eyes. Really trying to use your thumb as much as possible to move those nippers around. How long do we want it to be here? You decide. It's your world. Between you and your guest, you can create something beautiful together. Now you'll also notice that I'm slowly pulling my nippers back as I go. And this allows me to see more of that true shape so the hair doesn't get pushed away as I'm closing them. And that's looking pretty good on that side. So we're going to turn our subject here. We'll call him Robert. And work our way back this way. Really try to pay attention to the symmetry of everything. Now remember, human beings aren't that symmetrical. So we have to make sure that I'm not using the body parts for symmetry, but just looking at that general silhouette as a whole. And if you get a little bit of hair on your guest's face, just take a nice soft brush and beat the devil out of it. There we go. Now we're going to follow this line and work it around. Now we're going to decide how far down the neck our guest wants this silhouette to go. And I'm going to say about mid-neck. Got to give room for that collar to spread nice and wide. If it helps, have your guests tilt their head down just a little bit and really work those scissors. Take that nice soft brush. And make sure you're keeping that wrist flexible, because you'll notice I'm cutting it both backhand and forehand, really just depending on the situation. Now that we have the general shape here, we need to make the rest of the haircut match it. And I'm just going to pick my length and go freehand all the way around. Really try to maintain that nice round silhouette. Unless you want something more boxy. Once again, this is your sculpture, your creation. Really show that hair who's boss. I want to give you a little bit of a better view. So I'm going to switch to my lefty shears. If you're a lefty, get yourself a nice set of lefty shears. You won't regret it. It'll save you a lot of grief. That way you can see don't be afraid to open up those scissors and really let them take a bite. Take a bite out of life, I like to say. Take a step back from time to time, really get a look at it. And you can see we're really starting to shape up over here. There's still some work to be done on that other side. So you may choose to step around your guest, or turn them. Depends on whether or not you've got your steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy, you know. And while we're just working on these curls right here, I want to take the opportunity to say thanks for watching. I'll switch to righty over here. Really warms my heart that you joined me today, and I just want to say thank you. And if you'd like to see more of the type of content that I put out on this channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button, why don't you? Just so you know when new content is being put out. Yeah, he's looking real handsome there. We're gonna really take a lot off on this side. We were feeling very full. Gotta get those coils tightened up. I just love the sound of that. Snip, snip, snip. So great. Look at that nice round shape we've created. Now he's looking good, almost ready for the party. Now an important note. Oh, hold on. There you go. Now it's important to note that once you've created a shape like this, in order to know whether you've done a good job, you've got to try to mess it up. Create that silhouette, and then we're going to comb it out again and see if anything looks off to us. Right, just gently digging in there. Just pick it out like there's no tomorrow. There you go. You know, oh look, and we've got some friends that are poking out here that maybe a few of these little fellows here weren't invited to the party. So we're going to go back. And really just even everything out. Be careful not to dig into that silhouette you already created. We just want to perfect it. You know, this is a point where you've got control about how perfect this shape can be. Go ahead and take advantage of it. And, challenge yourself. It may be difficult the first time you do it, but anything worth doing is hard at first, and then you get better. You just got to put in the time, put in the work. If you put in the practice, you can achieve it, and next thing you know, you'll turn around and be at the top of your game and maybe helping new hairstylists out on their journey too. So you're just evening it out. Gotta make sure we can see his baby blues there. And you know, now you have the opportunity to do some little detail work if you like. One more time, just clean them off there. There we go. Look at that handsome devil. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment. And I'll see you next time on The Joy of Haircutting. Oh, yeah. That's something else. Yep. Oh my gosh. Look at that handsome devil.